In 1978, 900 followers of the preacher Jim Jones committed mass suicide in his compound in Jonestown, Guyana. They had willingly drank Kool-Aid, a powdered soft drink that had been infused with poison. Ever since, the expression drinking the Kool-Aid has been used to refer to people who show blind obedience to a leader or to a cause. Example, hey, that January 6th crowd sure had drunk a lot of Kool-Aid. Because let's face it, only some kind of mass hypnosis can explain how 9,000 people thought it would be a good idea to break into the U.S. Capitol building and confront the senators inside. What were they drinking, besides Kool-Aid? To answer this question, we might turn to a man named Erich Fromm. Erich Fromm was no expert on Kool-Aid, but he was a great German psychoanalyst of the Frankfurt School of Social Theory. Like Sigmund Freud, he was a target of anti-Semitic propaganda. But he fled to the United States in 1934, where he spent the rest of his career writing about love. Makes sense. And also writing about the origins of authoritarianism, domination, submission, and violence, which also makes sense. Here's Fromm.
Man is a freak of nature, because at the same time he is an animal, and at the same time is the only case of life having awareness of himself.
Fromm's most famous book was Escape from Freedom, published in 1941. Like many great works of psychology, it is based on something of a contradiction. In this case, men and women's fear of their own existence as free individuals. Here's a super quick summary of the book. Under optimal conditions, freedom, especially freedom from tyranny, is highly desirable. But a problem arises when we experience loss of status, security, or support networks. Freedom then becomes identical with doubt, says Fromm, with a kind of life which lacks meaning and direction. He goes on to say that powerful tendencies then arise to escape from this kind of freedom into submission, which promises relief from uncertainty. Fromm is talking here about submission to some kind of authority, a cult leader, a strong man, a totalitarian system. Why? Because autocrats and dictators promise to impose order on society. Fromm calls them magic helpers for those who refuse to think for themselves. Strong men and their followers end up espousing freedom's opposite, strict norms and total conformity, which often translates to intolerance and hate. So Fromm has looked closely at the human psyche and he's come up with twin diagnoses. Both of them are kind of ironic. 1. Modern men and women have shown a tendency to enslave themselves in order to be liberated from doubt and uncertainty. Irony number 2. The need to bring things under one's control pushes people to submit to a higher power, but at the same time, to capture or destroy those below them. So next time you are wondering how someone can start a hate group, join a cult, kill innocent people in a school, or seek to overthrow democracy, think of Erich Fromm's escape from freedom and modern man's fear of his own liberty.